Believe it or not, I'm not a huge fan of fruit. However, there was one time that fruit saved my life. I don't like fruit. It's too sweet, and it's not sweet enough. Like, if I'm gonna eat something sweet, well, it should be chocolate or cake. I'll eat a blueberry. Now and then I mess with some blueberries in my pancakes, and if I'm trying to be healthy in a yogurt, maybe I'll add some peaches, right? Or some blueberries, okay? So I flirt with fruit, but I don't really get with fruit, okay? I don't like it. Apple pie, maybe. But there's people I know in my life who can just snack on fruit. They're like, all I need in life is fruit. If this was Eden and there was fruit, I would be happy. And I just think, man, I would leave because I don't like it. Breadfruit. Y'all know about breadfruit? I'm into breadfruit now. Breadfruit's awesome. But that's a little more like not real fruit. After college, when I graduated college, I wanted to go travel and like serve, you know, and there's lots of programs that you can do that with. And for some reason, I was not aware of any of them. Now, maybe it was because this was 20 years ago or thereabouts, or maybe I just didn't pay attention, but I didn't know about all these programs that will like mobilize you to go, you know, in a gap year or after college and all this stuff. So I just went basically on my own. It was through a former professor's father-in-law. I'm not going to talk too much about it, okay, because it didn't go great, that part of it. But literally, it was the weirdest connection. I bought a ticket to Bolivia and just went. This dude I'd never met. I talked to him on the phone one time. He wasn't there at the airport to pick me up, and I was just like, well, should I go back? I'm alone in Bolivia. Anyway, I spent about 4 months there. I did a bunch of different stuff. It was trying times at the best of times, okay? It was rough, but I was young. I could handle it. It was fine. And there was this one time we were going to go up the river. I didn't spend a lot of time in the river because there was piranhas in the river. I know this because one of the dudes who lived with the dude that I was also living with showed me bite marks on his shoulder, and he pointed at the river and said where it happened. And I was like, well, I am not going in there. Piranhas are one of the things that I learned from James Bond a long time ago. Avoid. Also, they got big old snakes. You know the snakes that eat cows? They live there too. Now, I never saw one of those in the river, but they said the further upriver you go, the more likely you are to find that. Y'all seen Anaconda? Or if you haven't, you at least saw the poster, okay? Or the meme when John Voight gets out of the snake and winks. And be like Ice Cube carrying around an axe everywhere. Snakes, I don't know if they were an issue, but I was not going to mess with some piranhas, okay? But there was a, hey, we're going to go up the river, and we're going to do this thing in this little village. It's not even a village. It's like a little, there's families up there, and we're going to go check it out. And I was like, that sounds dope. I brought my camera, and we're going up the river. The first time we tried, the boat didn't work. The engine broke. So then we, a couple days later, tried again, got a better engine, went up the river. Now, I don't know what I expected, but I brought a bottle of water, like a 2-liter bottle of water. And they were like, yeah, upriver you can get clean water. And I was like, great. I'm there in the boat, in the sun, and I'm trying to cover up, but I'm getting a little bit burnt, you know? My face is getting pink. It was awesome. We were like fording the stream. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But we got, when it was like, and we got off the river on this tributary, and then further up, and it was really cool. I mean, we were out there in the Altiplano, like straight up jungle. Dude pointed at a tree one time and he said, that's coca. And I thought he meant cocoa, but he meant coca like you get cocaine from. And he goes, yeah, that's that coca tree. And I was like, yeah, I like that. Thinking I was talking about hot chocolate. I was not. I was talking about that cocaine. But that's not what I meant to say, but that's what he understood. And that's what matters, cross-culturally speaking. And he laughed uncomfortably, and I didn't know why until much later. I ate some yucca roots straight out of the ground. I ate some plantains, you know, out there cooked over a fire, straight up in the jungle. It was an awesome experience, okay? But here's the thing. I had roasted in the boat, and I had drank some water. They had told me I was going to be able to get more water up there. So I got down to, it was a 2-liter, and I got down to, it was like about here. And they said, oh, you can drink the river water now. Suddenly, like, we went from the river that you can't drink, but we went upriver enough, they said it's clean now. I see them reaching in there and they're drinking it. But look, it's the same water, okay? And I was not trying to be out there in the jungle with some kind of amoeba situation. I've been there, okay? I've been there. And I didn't want to be there. So I didn't trust the water. So I didn't drink it. and I saved a little bit. I started rationing, okay? It started to be like that movie, 127 Hours. It just hadn't come out yet, but I was living it because I was like, okay, how long is today? I'll drink 3 tablespoons of water. It's not enough water, okay? And I was starting to, not only was I felt myself drying out. My whole face was drying out. It's the most dehydrated I have ever been. I was getting lightheaded, and I was like, let me eat some more Yuca. You know, that didn't help. I was thirsting, okay? More than I had ever been thirsting in my life. There's more to say about this trip. I got bit by a giant ant called a Buna, and they wanted to electrocute it with a taser to make the pain go away. I did not let them do that. And I was like, how y'all got a taser out here and you don't have a bottle of water for me? But anyways, we're on the boat. We're out there. I'm shriveling up like some kind of raisin. A white raisin out there just shriveled. And then we pass this little patch of ground. Still in the jungle, but the river's going around it. And the dude's like, hey, there's some watermelons growing here. Jungle watermelon. I think it was somebody's watermelons. Somebody who lived out in the jungle. And the dude was like, the dude who was guiding us, he's like, it's cool, we can take some. So he got a watermelon. And I don't like fruit. Okay, watermelon, I'll take it or leave it. Seeds, whatever. You know, people serve me watermelon. I'm like, thanks. I'd rather have a cookie. But I'm like, hey, we're in the jungle. Sure, I'll take some watermelon. And the first bite, it's like my mouth absorbed the moisture. And I came alive. It was like, probably like a Starburst commercial or something. I had some fruit in my mouth, and I healed, okay? I genuinely felt like it's a video game, and I had leveled up. I had got the health pack. So I ate that watermelon, that whole slice, and then other people's slices, they didn't want all theirs, and I started eating theirs, because, they were drinking their water, and we're fine. I probably would have been fine, but that's not the point. I got down to the rind, and I was like, I was slurping out the moisture from the rind, and that's the first time that I realized how thirsty I was, because it was quenching me at a place I didn't even know that I had, okay? The depths were quenched by this jungle fruit, this watermelon, and the guide could tell. He was like, man, you really like fruit, and I was like, I guess I do. He started giving me, he was like, you want some more? And I was like, yeah, I ate a whole watermelon, essentially. He gave me more, cut it in half, I was just, and I was like, maybe I should save this for later. That's the thirstiest I've ever been. So look, watermelon, if you're out there, I got your back. You have mine, I still got yours. People ask me, do you like fruit? I'm gonna say no, with the exception of watermelon, because you were there for me, son. Thank you. Thank you, Jungle Watermelon.